Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Meepos and this is Literally Graphic. And this week's mainstream pick is Miss Marvel Destined, because Kamala continues to be a character who I really enjoy, and this is the first title written by Saladin Ahmed, with pencils by Minkyu Jung, inks by Juan Velasco, with the penciler taking over for issues 5 and 6, colors by Ian Herring, and letters by VC's Joe Caramagna. The general tenor of the series continues extremely inoffensively, although there is a tough medical diagnosis. I certainly rue the day anyone tries even a tiny boob window on Kamala. Kicking off the creator biography, Saladin Ahmed is, according to Wikipedia, an Eisner and Locus Award winner and Hugo finalist. He is from Detroit and has also written a novel, short stories, and poetry. Couldn't find anything about Minkyu Jung except for their Instagram plus Twitter profiles that describe them as an artist at Marvel DC. Inker Juan Velasco apparently died only a few months ago. He was from Mexico and worked on titles like Deadpool, Cable, New X-Men, Ultimate Comics X-Men, Marvel Team Up, US Avengers, Nova, and Legendary Star-Lord, among so many more. Ian Herring was also a bit hard to track down, but according to Ghostbusters Fandom Wiki, he's an illustrator / colorist based out of Toronto. He works at the Raid Studio, which I had heard of via the Speech Bubble podcast, but obviously don't follow very closely at all. Wrapping up with one of the few creators here with a profile on Goodreads, Joe Caramagna is described as a freelance writer and letterer who graduated from Joe Kubert School of Cartoon and Graphic Arts. The collected edition is described as follows: Miss Marvel is back and she's magnificent, but there's no such thing as business as usual in Jersey City. Aliens are wreaking havoc in Kamala's corner of the world, and they seem weirdly interested in Miss Marvel and her family. Kamala is about to face a devastating loss, but with an alien invasion ravaging her neighborhood, she's not going to have much time to grieve. Even if Kamala saves her hometown, will her life ever be the same? And what's all this business about a chosen one? The art in this volume was very on point, continuing the feel that I had enjoyed in previous volumes. The frames are dynamic and varied while remaining easy to follow. I really prefer this to the hyper shiny and or detailed muscular style that more adult superheroes are often treated to. Obviously, in a title like Miss Marvel, young cis women are celebrated in ways that were still pretty unusual only a short time ago. Plus, she has 2 parents. Kamala's place as a fan and someone who kicks butt remains pretty delightful, but that's still pretty narrow representation. That said, with the assumed heterosexuality, there's really not very much gender and sexuality diversity among the characters of Miss Marvel in general. The way that Kamala and the alien prince were thrown together physically and emotionally was also very awkward. Race is obviously a main point of diversity in this book, combined with the fact that Kamala is not a WASP and in fact Muslim, is what made all the angry white dudes uncomfortable. There's, of course, the debate about the importance or not of representation in capitalism. On the one hand, the ever-presence of Iron Man in the background is really annoying and a very deliberate choice that is feeling more and more propagandistic to me. But on the other hand, I do think that normalizing Pakistani superheroes and normalizing Muslim superheroes in a world that is increasingly racist and increasingly Islamophobic is a net positive. Maybe next time we can have a Muslim Pakistani superhero who fights gentrification is not being brainwashed by an Elon Musk stand-in. Besides the tough medical diagnosis, disability versus ability is not touched upon as far as I can tell, and the diagnosis is very much by the checklist. And while I certainly feel like I should read more of Ahmed's work to see if this is a consistent problem for him, but I did feel like this particular volume suffered from more conventionality than I had come to expect from Miss Marvel. The one thing that stood out, although not unique to this volume, is her relationship with her parents and the way they were involved in the first part of this story. I think I'll be rating this book 3 out of 5 stars. Bye y'all, keep reading and resist white supremacy. And as always, Literally Graphic is recorded on the traditional territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation and Anishinaabe people, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, and the Huron-Wendat Nation. I live here because of British colonization, Indigenous genocide, and more geographically specific, Treaty 13, also known as the Toronto Purchase, which was finalized in 1805 between representatives of the Crown and certain Mississauga peoples. This treaty was a lie and has since been broken many times over. Saying so reflects only my own small steps towards knowing the truth and does nothing for reconciliation.